Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, so we're here, the end of the class. I know some of you were kind of thinking, "Oh my God, I'm never going to make it through this," and blah blah blah. Look, I know there was a small period of time I wasn't here, and I've already done my mea culpa on that. I've really enjoyed this class. I've enjoyed making these videos. This was an experiment. As I said in the beginning, I'm really happy I did it. Um, I've been talking to my boss, and I think we're going to be moving me towards more hybrid classes. So I don't know if I'll get to do this again. Hopefully I get to, and if I do, that's fine. I think that this class, I've really enjoyed it for a whole host of reasons. Number one, most of you guys, you guys are just so on top of it. I would want to work with any of you guys in this organization. That you work in terms of compensation management. I don't think there's anybody that I've looked at in this class that I've just kind of like, oh my gosh, I hope this person considers a career somewhere else. And for the most part, that's what I've seen a lot of. Now I tend to be probably not as judgmental as I'm not really a person who enjoys grading as much because I don't think I'm a judgmental individual like some of my friends in the accounting industry tend to be. But here's the deal, guys. There is so much valuable stuff here, and I remember when I usually teach the 300 level classes, I get people who are in HR and people who are not in HR, and the guys who come to who are not in HR are kind of like, look, prof, all I need is this class, and I really don't care. Um, they usually change their mind when they get to the compensation portion of the class because in the 300 classes where I do it and the hybrids, I actually make you go out to salary.com, pull up your salary reports, and then we sit there and we kind of talk about it. I also pull up a couple salary reports that I did on me when I first started working in the industry and showed you what a salary.com report looks like. We didn't do that in this class just because everybody in this class is going to go into HR, so it just didn't. There you don't get the variety where an assignment like that kind of requires that. Um, but I'll tell you what, everybody who takes that portion of the class kind of looks at it and goes, "Wow, at the very least, I know how to negotiate my own salary," which I think is a very valuable tool. Now we are on this side, okay. So my hope is that nobody ever learns from my lessons, and I can negotiate the holy heck out of them and get them cheap, because that's just the way the art of negotiation works. But I think that it's very important to understand how total rewards work because if we don't if we don't get the whole concept, actually let me share a story with you. So I went to go work for a company here in Maryland, and I won't name the company because I don't want to embarrass them. But it was actually probably the one company that I loved working for the most out of my entire post military career, with the exception of my own company. Um, but when I went to go work for this company, I remember I would sit down and I would do the interview with the individual. And she was the HR person. It was the first time that I had worked for an accounting firm where they had an actual HR person. Normally, they'll just grab somebody and they'll say, "Hey, you're going to be the firm administrator going forward," and they won't even be HR certified. This person was an SPHR, so I knew once I met her, I was phenomenally impressed. Just the fact that she had the SPHR, and then she liked me because I had the PHR, so we really hit it off just like that. Um, Phenomenal person. And I remember she was sitting down and talking to me, and she said, "This is the compensation we're willing to offer you. We're going to offer you X number of salary. We're going to offer you benefits of your health benefit, where we're going to give you Blue Cross Blue Shield. We're going to pay 100% of it for you. If you want your family members on, you got to pay their portion because you're not high enough yet to get the full coverage for the whole family." Which I was okay with. My wife had coverage somewhere else, anyways. But so we did that, and then then the other thing she said, and also as a part of your compensation, we're going to offer the fact that you can wear casual clothes. And I was sitting there, kind of thinking to myself, casual clothes is a compensation, And then I was thinking about it. I was like, well, yeah, I guess it is. And when I did the PHR, we never really talked too much about compensation. I mean, we talked a little bit about it, but we never really. And the total rewards concept was kind of just glossed over. Wasn't really talked about in specific detail. And then once I got to thinking about it, I was like, yeah, it is. And then there were a lot of other things that she was saying. I thought it was funny. They said comp time, which is where if you work more than 40 hours in a week, you can bank those hours and then take it as vacation later on, or at the end of the year, get paid for it. Obviously, there's a monetary component to that. I think another part that she had said was that, a part of the compensation was two-person offices, which I was kind of thinking, again, two-person offices. So in each office, there's only two people, which is that really a compensation? I mean, yeah. And I began to think about it. Yeah, it is. So you need to really step back and think about what is it we really offer. And, like I said, it all starts off with the strategic plan of the organization. Once you get the strategic plan, it's your foundation. On top of that, it's built diversity. And then once you have on top of that, you have your pillars, your recruiting, compensation management, OSHA, compliance, and all that other stuff. Okay, so if you have strategic planning, diversity, and then your pillars, what ends up happening is it ends up working out very well for you. Okay, sorry, my monitors just went off. That's why I went dark all of a sudden. So look, I just want you guys to have a complete understanding of. I've really enjoyed this class. I think all of you are going to be fantastic HR people. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me even beyond when this class is. If any of you want to reach out to me and talk about HR careers, I'm more than happy to have that conversation with any one of you. And if you're in the Washington, D.C. metro area and you're looking for suggestions on who to talk to and what kind of careers maybe to pursue, again, I definitely would recommend it. Feel free to link with me on LinkedIn. You can also look for my company, Beta Solutions, where we've got a pretty strong Facebook presence, and then we also have a good LinkedIn presence and a few other. I think we got a Twitter account too. I'm not here to advertise my business, but more or less just if you want to keep in touch with me, that's a very good way to do this. And then you can reach out. You can say, hey, Kevin, I'm trying to look for a position in compensation management. Do you have any suggestions? I might have a few. Right now I don't, but I'm always talking to people at, I used to be a part of the Montgomery County SHRM, and now that I moved out here to Virginia, I haven't gone out to the Nova SHRM quite yet. I'm thinking about doing that when we get to summer, but I just haven't gone out to it yet. So, do me a favor, like I said, keep in touch, and God bless and Godspeed. Thank you very much, guys, folks. Thank you. Bye.